From the last few weeks of people asking personal and professional questions, here's one to tie the queries together. How have constant recordings and live streams impacted your behavior off the air?
There's more to it.
Yeah, page 2.
Page 2.
I've turned to page 2. Flip the record over. I've heard of kids playing YouTube, and even from my little endeavors into video, I've noticed I sometimes narrate my everyday actions as if I'm actually recording, like scrubbing a potato or doing the laundry needs hot takes. Do you go into live mode while taking care of the kids or cats or dog? Do you find it hard to play games casually in your out of the office time or race through the game to keep up with the conversations? Thanks, Scarlett from Tipperary.
Well, I mean, I do dial back the racism about 95% when I'm on the air.
On the air.
I've started to notice that.
Yeah. No, I don't know. Like, I'm kind of the opposite. Like, I don't want to do anything that is remotely performance-like when I am not on the air. Like, I don't want to even, like, pretend to do anything like that in my day-to-day life, because when I'm off the air, that is me time.
I'm kind of with you on the, I don't want to... I want to divest myself and separate myself from that world kind of as much as possible.
Yeah.
I will say y'all don't act that much different on camera versus
What?
off camera.
Abby!
I'm just saying, like
My persona.
it's, so much of our stuff is like so conversational and so much of like friends hanging out that like when we are just like talking at our desks, it's not that much different. It's maybe just like we're less on.
Well, it was a nice mystique we had once, but now that's gone.
Abby, I play a lovable goofball idiot on the air.
I'm sorry, you're
It's
right.
the friends part that's fake.
Yeah, you're right.
I think the biggest difference for me is the concentration factor. Like when I'm on a show, be it a podcast or a live thing, like I am like my brain is constantly cycling through like the conversation and figuring out like what I'm gonna say and like constantly like trying to be on point and paying attention. Whereas as soon as that goes off the air, my brain just shuts down.
Yeah, and I think I'm also like, oh, I need to be conversational. I'll like make it a point to like ask more questions and like be engaged in stuff I might not actually be that interested in just because it's like, well, this is the job and like this
Like
is what we're
that's
doing.
kind of the format. Like the quick look
exactly.
format is designed as an interview format in a lot of ways. You know, it is kind of like drawing the conversation out of the person playing. So yeah, I think that's a pretty natural thing. I think interview stuff like that in general, like there's definitely like that, like when we do the E3 stuff, there's definitely a lot of me like, I'm talking to people and trying to keep it conversational, but also I'm trying to think about like what are the three important things that I must ask them, and is this a time to ask one of them or not? Or there's a lot of that back and forth happening in my head while we're doing it.
So when's your game coming out? What's the name of your game? And
yeah, the 3 must ask questions. What is the name of this? Who are you?
Who are you? Why are we here?
What is going on?
I was always amazed when
why are these spiders here?
When people come in and visit, quote unquote, the office. We used to have more visitors. No, we don't really do it as much anymore.
People used to come around here.
People used to come around these parts. I would always amazed. I think they were shocked at how quiet it would just be. Like,
right?
Because when the cameras are on here, we're all talking to each other. There are stretches of silence in the office where we're not talking to each other. Which I know that would be weird if we were filming that and you never see that part of us just sitting there not talking to each other,
our emails.
playing a game. But it's people do stuff and play games without talking. Sometimes it's weird, but it happens. And when I'm home, even if a game sometimes reminds me of the internet or work, I will avoid it in a way that's just like, I don't want to think about this part. There's too much going on.
Yeah, I will say it's changed how I think about how I play games now, which I think is why I like games like Everybody's Golf, where it's like I don't really have to talk about this for work, so I don't have to have like a litany of opinions of like, why do I like this? Why don't I like this? Like, where are all of my articulated thoughts on like every aspect of this game? It's nice just to be able to play something and like not have to talk about it.
I think at some point, like just doing reviews for so long, that's me with every game, no matter what. Like that doesn't turn off. Not that I'm like sitting there yelling at a game or anything like that. Like I'm dead silent, but I am always thinking about that stuff. Like I can't avoid it at all.
Yeah. I will say, as far as like, I don't know, being in live mode at home, I will say I do characters at home here and there, but that's more just me being goofy, I think.
Yeah.
While you're scrubbing a potato?
Yep.
Can we get a sample of that?
Yeah, what's the scrubbing?
Well, yeah, what's your potato scrubbing character?
Who'd you do?
Oh, this potato's so dirty. Oh. I gotta get this potato clean.
It sounds like my favorite YouTube
channel.
Oh,
no.
That sounds like my cartoon mom.
What does potato get into? It's covered in dirt and mud. Oh, goodness. Anyway, I'm going to put it in my mouth later.
Okay, I could buy that.
My name is Henry, and I'm scrubbing a potato. And yes, that's a euphemism. Why is my potato so dirty? I got to keep scrubbing it.
I would watch 30 to 60 YouTube videos of that character cleaning a potato.
It really does sound like a Kate McKinnon character.
Well, that's weird because my name is Henry.